What's poppin', people? Welcome to IDW Deuce. In this journal entry, I'm gonna tell you how I started my vending business. Let's get right to it.
Perfect.
For most of the people that watch the channel, you know that I started my business ventures off in real estate. That was my main thing. That's how I made money. But what you'll come to find is you need multiple streams of income. I mean, I still have my 9 to 5. I work on real estate on the side, but you still want to have more avenues because God forbid something happens and I lose my 9 to 5, or something happens in the real estate market where I'm not able to make as much money as I want to, like what happened with COVID. That actually stopped me for a while from making money because I didn't want to be going into people's houses when the pandemic started. It really wasn't safe. We didn't have as much knowledge as we did now. And we definitely didn't have the vaccine. So that kind of dried up for the moment. So I had to think of other ways to try to make money. I really hadn't thought about vending machines. That really wasn't something I was interested in or even thought about, honestly. And so I watched EYL and I saw an episode with Kashif Edwards, and he goes by the name The Vending Biz. Kashif kind of highlighted the pros and cons of starting your own vending business. It's a relatively low startup cost and it's not very time consuming. So those are kind of big pluses, especially while I maintained my 9 to 5. I needed something that wasn't going to take up a whole bunch of my time, but I still want to be able to make money. It's all about passive income. After watching the EYL episode, I wanted to get as many perspectives as I could from different people to see if it was something that was viable for me, if it was a viable option. And what I came to find out, on top of the pros that Kashif had highlighted, the cons were relatively tied to the maintenance of the machine and the location. And I felt that those things could be mitigated by being selective with my locations, making sure I'm not putting my machines in an area where there's like a high crime area where it's going to get vandalized. I wanted to make sure I'm putting it in a place that has some type of security. And as far as maintenance, I'm a pretty tech savvy person, but having business insurance would be another mitigating factor for me. If something were to happen to the machine, I'd be able to collect on the insurance. Or if I'm not able to fix it myself, I can rely on warranties. So there are things that you can do to mitigate unforeseen circumstances, and also maintaining a budget for maintenance just in case it's something that I can't fix myself. Now, on top of doing the research, after I got all the perspectives, I decided to buy into a mastermind class. Now, luckily, Kashif offered a mastermind class where he gave you a lot of game, honestly. He gave me the contracts, the business proposals. He showed you what to look for in a machine, what to look for in a location. He provided contracts. I mean, it's a lot of game that you're not just going to get researching on your own. I'm a proponent of making sure you're getting the right advice from the right people. So getting the mastermind kind of fast-tracked what I would normally do, which would be just doing the research on YouTube or Google. I went ahead and bought in because, one, if I'm going to formulate a business, the education is a tax write-off anyway. So the way I see things, you're going to be taxed anyway. So why not put that money to use instead of giving it to the government? So for all the entrepreneurs out there, if you have a business and you want to learn something that's related to your business, or you want to partake in some type of service that helps you with your business, those are all things that are tax write-offs. So don't be afraid to go ahead and go to a networking event or subscribe to different masterminds so you can learn more about your craft, because you want to educate yourself. And like I said, it doesn't hurt that it's a tax write-off, so you might as well use that money for something that's going to be in your greater good anyway. So the mastermind gave me a great starting point. The first thing that you really want to identify, which was highlighted in the mastermind, is you want to make sure you know where you're going to get your machines from. Before you even look into searching for a location, know where you're going to get the machines and know where you're going to get your product. Now, I've already started my business. I have different locations already, and that right there was paramount. Now, me already having businesses, I knew once I had a pretty good grasp of what I needed to do for my vending business, I went ahead and went to start my LLC. I registered with the state. It's honestly the first thing you really want to do as a business owner. Get that first step out of the way so you can begin on the right track. You can start by by establishing business credit, bank accounts. If you're registering your business, you're already going to have your name, so you're going to want to go ahead and get business cards. If you're planning super far ahead, you can go ahead and start building a website. There's certain things that you do after you have your LLC established, not before. Now, if you have questions about how to start a business, I do have another video where I detail the things that you need to do and the things that you need to know for you to start your business. I suggest you go ahead and check that out. After I registered my business, it took a couple weeks for it to actually be officially formed. So in the meantime, I went ahead and started looking at certain things like logos, like I said, business cards, those things that you're going to need once you have your business. Now, if you don't know where to go to look for logos, you can go to places like Upwork or Fiverr, where it's pretty much where you have freelance professionals who do this for a living that you can hire. It's relatively cost effective. Plus, like I said, if you're doing it for your business, it's going to be a tax write-off. So I went ahead and I went to Fiverr. I found somebody that was very reputable. They had, I believe, 5 stars, real good reviews. I told them exactly what I wanted, how I wanted to look, the colors, the font, everything. They sent me about 3 or 4 different looks, and I finally decided on one, and they provided me with the logo, a 2D logo, a 3D logo, and a number of other files that I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with, and the whole thing cost me about $50. So it's not really that expensive, and like I said, it's a tax write-off. Now, after all that, I have everything that I need to go ahead and start looking for actual locations. I went ahead and started doing everything that everybody said you're supposed to do when you go look for locations. I went to laundromats, I went to apartment buildings, I went to schools, I went to, just a number of different businesses, and felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. I was cold calling, I was going onto their websites and getting emails for the managers. I was sending them emails along with a business proposal. So I was doing things the right way, but I really wasn't getting any results. And I started the business in January, and I want to say around April, May, I was getting like worn out because, like I said, I have a 9-to-5, I have my other business, I have a wife, I have kids, so I don't have a whole lot of time to be doing this, especially if it's not going to get me the results that I was looking for, I was intending on getting. But what I ended up doing, and a lot of people say that this is a no-no or this is not something that you should do, well, I went ahead and did it. I hired a locator. When the vending locations, I actually did an interview with Shermco Vending. I called them. That's one of the places where I get my vending machines. They recommended a person that works out in California who does locator service for the entire country. And I called her. She gave me a price. I gave her the money. I said, just find me a location. And boom, I had a location within 2 weeks. And after 4 or 5 months of no's, I finally had a location in under 2 weeks. And it cost me some money, but like I said, it was for my business, so it's a tax write-off. So I look at it as a win. A lot of people will say no, they'll poo-poo it, but it was the best decision that I made, because who knows how long it would have taken me to get any locations. I'm a big proponent for hiring professionals. If you're not good at doing something, hire somebody else to do it for you. If you're serious about doing business, invest in yourself. That's what I felt like. It was an investment into my business, and it got me the results that I wanted. So much so that I ended up partnering with the locator service. Because over the midst of me looking, one of my ideas was I could use a website to attract more businesses. Like, it looks better on a business card if you have a website for them to go to. They can check out the products or the type of service or what your company's about. I thought that would be a good way for me to get more business. It didn't work out the way I thought, but I was able to use it to negotiate with the locator service. I said, listen, you have a service. She didn't have a website. I said, I'll offer your service on my website and we can partner. And that's what we've been doing. So if you go to my website is qavending.com. You will go to the page that says locations for sale. And the services that I provide are the locator service that I actually use to find my first few locations. The good thing about our service is we don't just give you a location, take your money, and then that's it. That's the end of the relationship. No, if the location doesn't work out for whatever reason, we will give you up to 4 more leads. So that's a total of 5 leads that you can get for the money that you spend. And if you're a business, like I said, it's a tax write-off. I don't know of any other locate a service that provides that. Usually you pay the money, they give you the location. If it doesn't work out, they wash their hands of it. No, that's not what we do. We're in the business of building relationships. If we give you a location and it doesn't work out, then we'll keep working for you until you lock down that location. So like I said, I challenge you to find another service that offers that. Another thing about getting your location. Once I had my first location and I was up and running, like your confidence actually starts to build, because before you have a location, you're kind of speculating what type of service that you're going to be able to provide, because you don't know. You don't have a vending machine on a location. You don't know how business runs. You don't know how to operate the machine. You really don't know a whole lot. But once you finally have that one location, things start to come into place and you have a firmer grasp on what your business is supposed to look like. So me now, I can go into a business and tell them exactly what I can provide for them, and it's not me guessing, it's me knowing. I mean, confidence comes from knowing. And now that I know how the business is supposed to go, I'm a lot more confident when I'm going into these businesses, and I can close now. I don't have a problem. I have references I can point them to. It's like, okay, here are the references. I have vending machines at their location. They can vouch for my service. I go to each of my locations at least once a week. I have, if you're familiar with vending machines, the credit card service, NIAX, they have an inventory database where you're able to actually punch in exactly what you have in your machines, so you can keep inventory over your phone. And that's pretty awesome. So I don't need to go to my locations every day to see, okay, where the levels are and what do I need to bring next time. I can just look at my phone and know what I need to buy. Now, 7 months later, I have a few locations. My business is going pretty well. I've experienced my fair share of ups and downs, mainly the downs were me not being able to find a location for some months and me spending money on various things like the websites, the business cards, and the things of that nature. But like I said, those things are write-offs. If you're going to be doing business, you have to understand that there are going to be ups and downs. You have to know that you have to be consistent. If you're going to have any type of success, you're going to have to keep going. You're going to have to fight through those things. And that's what I did. Not to say that I'm still not going through my learning pains, because like I said, I'm under a year in and I do have some locations, but I don't have a large fleet of vending machines right now. I've got a good amount. I'm making money now, and it's all because I went ahead and started. I told myself I was going to start. I did it, and that's pretty much it. That's where I am in my journey. If you're a vending machine business and you're looking for locations, like I said, I offer locator service on my website, qavending.com. Go to the locations for sale page. I actually have some locations available right now. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. It really does mean a lot. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. You can also go to my Facebook page, which is QA Vending LLC on Facebook. Like I said, that's pretty much it. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next journal entry. Deuces.
Perfect.